In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the carburetor on a Honda HRX 217 lawnmower. We'll get started by removing the air cleaner cover. This gives us access to the air filter. And now the air filter simply pulls away from the air filter base. Now we'll remove the air filter base. The base is secured with 2 bolts. Next, we'll remove the fuel line from the carburetor. I'll start by clamping off the fuel line and then using a pair of pliers to release the fuel line clamp. Then I like to use a screwdriver to pry the fuel line away from the carburetor. And now I can remove the carburetor from the throttle linkage. And I'll remove the throttle spring. Now we can go ahead and replace the carburetor. I'll get started by reattaching the fuel line to the carburetor. And then I'll re-secure the fuel line clamp. Now I can reinstall the throttle linkage to the carburetor. And the throttle linkage spring. Now I can go ahead and reinstall the air filter base. I'll start by replacing the gaskets over the bolts on the air filter base. Now I'll thread the bolts through the governor plate and install the next gasket. Now I'll thread the bolts through the holes on the carburetor . And now install the isolator gasket against the carburetor. Now I can install the isolator block with the attached choke controls. And finally, the last gasket between the isolator block and the engine block. Now I just thread the bolts back into the engine block. And now I'll just replace the air filter back into the air filter base and reattach the air filter cover.